What's up, everyone? This is Kyrie, and you're watching So Insider. Yes, I do remember the feeling when I first saw the initial sample of the Kyrie 5. I was surprised, I was excited, but also I knew that there was a lot of work to be done on my side as well as Ben's side and our branding team. We wanted to have a great design, but I think that we understood how great the shoe needed to be, especially the amount of excitement and traction that we've built for having the 1, 2, and 3, and 4 be pretty successful. So we wanted the 5 to be on that same lineage. I would say the biggest change would be the Nike Air Zoom Bag's 240% bigger airbag, Zoom airbag, and it's the biggest that Nike's ever created, and it's in my shoe. So, man, that's pretty record-breaking. It just shows how dedicated Nike is to making technology that's responsive to my game. To have, he's become like a brother to me, but a great friend. To have Jason Tatum be wearing my shoes and, under the spotlight that he was in, wearing the Kyrie 4 and showcasing his talents at a very high level, it just echoed exactly what I intend to do every time I put on my pair of shoes or a specific pair of shoes that I know hold a special place to me. So to have him wearing it was a very special opportunity. I'm glad that we afforded him, and he did a great job wearing it.
I think pretty much the look of it has to look like Kyrie. Something I always talked about, like, it needs to pass the eye test. So if you look at it from afar, it needs to look and feel like Kyrie first off. And that's something we want to keep going for forever. I think first, okay, it plays really well. I think athletes who play basketball want to play in a shoe that's comfortable and also a high performer. And secondly, I think the looks of it looks beautiful, and also the different range of colors you can see come to life on Kyrie's, it's compelling. The innovation for Kyrie for the 5 is the Air Zoom Turbo. That's specifically designed for Kyrie and the style of play. His quick change of direction, he needs to be responsive on the court, things like that. This design was completely around the innovation in the shoe, which is the Air Zoom Turbo. His insights, when we first started out designing the 5, he wanted to make sure that the shoe felt quick and sharp. So physically, like the way it plays, it needs to feel like an athlete can be quick in the shoe. Challenges were there. A lot of it was just testing and proving out the innovation to make sure that the Air Zoom Turbo is something that is felt by athletes, and make sure that it's something that's giving them a benefit. After that, we started looking at the aesthetics of the shoe, making sure that the appeal of it fits the vibe for Kyrie. A lot, actually. If you look at this in the boxing here, the counter has all-seeing eye. That's something that we want to continue to tell that story moving forward. Again, just things like his mother and daughter name and birthdays can be found on the shoe when you discover it. Here you have along here on the sidewall of the rubber. You have very closely Hungary and humble on the other shoe. So when you put them side by side, it'll say hungry and humble like the last ones. There's discovery elements like on the edge of this TPU clip that says just be you. Again, it's something that only if the player wants this on their foot, they can kind of see it at this angle. It says just be you, which is pretty cool. And lastly, just kind of calling out like established 1992, his birth year, just right here in the bottom, on the middle of the outsole. I always go back to like when the Asia tour, we had like some downtime to talk about future projects and concepts. Kyrie wanted the 5 to be quicker and sharper. So the first thing we did was we modified the foot form, the last of the Kyrie 5. So we took the 4 and then we shaved, removing some volume in the toe to kind of get more of a sleeker stance. So the shoe already looked faster already on court. And also just overall shape to make sure that it looks speedy and sharp and quick. That was really important for us. Even the angle of the swoosh being more tilted up, so it looks like you're leaning forward, things like that. And having more of these like color peaks coming through from the bottom to make you want to turn the shoe this way to kind of see more of what's happening on the outsole, which alludes to the innovation that's inside the shoe. So we wanted to use Air Zoom Turbo in the forefoot because it echoes the shape of the curve of the outsole. And so we placed it under the forefoot where it's more responsive for a player like Kyrie to be more on forefoot as opposed to somewhere else. There's a connection between Kyrie and like a Venus flytrap. And we knew that we wanted to improve fit and feel in upper, and drawing inspiration from an actual Venus flytrap, the way it clamps over its prey, feels like that's the lockdown that's appropriate for the setup with the bag to lock you in and make sure you're stable inside the shoe at all times. So you kind of see the shape here, it looks like actual flytrap, and then it wraps around to the bottom and also in here. That's what we were getting at. A little bit. I think like just the overall shape and aesthetics. I think you'll start to see more coming from the Kyrie line. I kind of have some of that aesthetics, but I think it works with Kyrie as well, just the way he plays and his aesthetic. But just having like just a tension and also sharp, and also curve, those kind of feel. Sure. So this is Taco Collab colorway. This is something that we were excited to collab with Taco. Him and Kyrie have similar like personalities, where how Kyrie best described is he's got old school flair with new school flavor, and so that definitely resonates and aligns with Taco's vision. And so this is something that we wanted Taco to just go ahead and go crazy, like, hey Taco, you can design your own Kyrie, what it would look like. And this was his vision. We wanted to make sure that we get after his vision directly with the big swoosh that really wraps around the heel. At first we were a little skeptical and like, is that the right move? And then we made the shoe, and when it first came out in sample size, like, wow, this turned out all right. Also, not only because the scale of the swoosh, but also the reflective nature. Like, it's so bright when you take a photo, it will flash at you. It's funny because there's a camouflage print that's supposed to be like non-noticeable and you usually can't see, it's more like hidden. But then you have a flash of reflective in the swoosh that really calls out the attention of the swoosh. And also just the colorway is ill, like the orange and green, like super wearable with the black. You can definitely see this being worn beyond the court, also off court as well. Even the little detail in the motor in the heel is no longer the third eye, but more of that Taco logo, so you'll see that when you get up close to it. It's pretty ill. It's gonna get progressively more advanced moving forward. I think as of late, we've been trying to catch up to his game and how he plays on court. So moving forward, we'll make sure that his product will follow suit. You gotta say AJ11, that's still one of my favorite shoes. I mean, when I was younger, that was a shoe that most desired to have due to the movie Space Jam and so on, and MJ himself. Another one would be the Hyperdunk 2008. I feel like that shoe definitely shifted Nike basketball into a modern world. And then from there, man, you gotta say like Kobe 4, 5, 6. Those shoes are amazing. Like the 5 was one of my favorites to play in, for sure. Hi, I'm Ben, and you're watching Soul Insider.